Hi, I'm Ian Riñon, an independent alternative media practitioner among other things, and it's another Brewed Banter, so tara, kape tayo. Now, first off, personal updates. Um, I'm recovering somehow from burnout, kaya lang, uh, that only means I have to do a lot more to get over it and really assess myself. Ano ba talaga ang gusto ko sa buhay? Because honestly, I'm in that stage na I should have done this 10 years ago, pero I guess better late than never. So I just wanted to share that I'm in that stage right now, and the reason why I'm doing this brood banter kasi dahil napaka-importante ng na pag-uusapan natin. I really don't want to, pero maybe this is my civic duty dahil nga may ganito akong klaseng um, platform. So I guess it's my responsibility to speak out as a citizen on how I see what we're going to talk about. And another thing, uh, before we go to the main topic that we're gonna do, I just wanted to let you know that brotherhood or true fraternity is something that doesn't involve doesn't involve uh, physical violence or physical initiations. Kasi for all I know, for all I know, true fraternity does not involve beating initiates rather, to a pulp. Ito ay dahil sa nangyaring hazing incident umano sa Adamson University. In full disclosure, I have a cousin who was an alumnus of that university, and I would like to express my sorrow to him and to his fellow Adamsonians na talagang nanlumo sa nangyari na to. So I'm very sorry for your loss, and I really think this shouldn't have happened in the first place, because the military and other uniformed services here in the Philippines has its limits in their physical and mental punishment called mase-mase. So yes, nagmamase-mase din ang mga uniformed services natin, but they're keeping the dignity of their trainees intact. Kumbaga, they're basically restraining themselves, and they're trying not to be like the subjects of this incident. Hindi ko na papangalanan kasi alam ko it's already in the news, and it's not really productive, or it's counterproductive if I would still mention the name of that fraternity. And I think the fraternity at large condemns this incident, and they're telling the public that the Adamson University chapter of their fraternity is doing it wrong. So doon pa lang I do commend that fraternity for disowning what happened. So shout out sa fraternity na yon. I highly commendable din yung ginawa nila na pagkondena doon sa nangyari. And besides may no contact policy na sila. So it just beggars belief, why did the Adamson University chapter still did that. But anyway, again, shout out dun sa fraternity na yun. They did the right thing by disowning that chapter. So also it'll at least it's good in the hood for that fact. And while the military and other uniformed services have limits in their mase-mase, it is also absolutely unheard of in other fraternal oriented organizations such as the Knights of Columbus and the Knights of Rizal. Full disclosure also, I am a member of the Knights of Columbus of my local council, and this never happens. And I can definitely vouch that the Knights of Rizal does not have this kind of initiation, given the fact na parang kasapi din ng Knights of Rizal si Sir Xiao Chua, the public historian. We all know that famous public historian. He is a Knight of Rizal, and so is a fellow contact of mine who is also a Knight of Columbus and a Knight of Rizal, and for some reason is also autistic. So yun lang, nagkataon lang din na contact ko siya because of common interests and perhaps our shared neurodiversity. But it's just sad that Horacio Castillo is not the final victim of this kind of violence. And it sucks kasi the term fraternity has been bastardized from its original form and its original meaning. And it's just too bad that's what happened. It sucks. It really does. Anyway, mga kababayan, I just wanted to tell you that fraternity does not involve violence. And someone who is a Catholic, if you're a Catholic man, join the Knights of Columbus. If you're not a Catholic, or if you don't believe in any belief system, the Knights of Rizal is also open to you. If you're into the pursuit of patriotism, so I highly recommend that. So shout out to my brother Knights in the Knights of Columbus, and also the members of the Knights of Rizal. So yun lang naman. Okay, so for the main topic for this Brewed Banter, wow, I'm just still clearing my throat of the phlegm from last month. Yeah. Anyway, starting next week, by the moment of this by the point of this recording, and you might notice that there's gonna be dog barks kasi it's getting busier and busier in the street that I live in, or the street where Intrepid HQ is. So that's that. You see, next week, by the point of this recording, jeepney drivers are going on a strike. I fully understand why. They wanted to do that, and it's because of this policy called the Jeepney Phaseout, wherein old jeepneys are being decommissioned in order for the drivers to get into modernized jeepneys. Now, I am going to share this perspective in the lens of a daily commuter, kasi I too ride the jeepney. I do sometimes have to ride the jeepney if that's as a last resort for something. Kasi as you may all know, there's a certain notoriety when it comes to jeepney drivers. Hindi ko nila lahat. There are still a lot of good guys out there doing their service to our country and to our communities by being disciplined drivers, and who are earning their who are earning their hard day's work. So hindi ko sila nalalahat, hindi ko sila generalize. As much as possible, I wanted to be as nuanced as possible in tackling this, kasi it's a can of worms. The Jeepney Phaseout thing is a can of worms, and ayokong ayokong ayoko siyang gawing uh, uh, I don't know how to say this, pero ayoko kasing gawing ayoko siyang gawing issue na parang negative sa mga jeepney drivers. Although we all understand, or we all notice that they have been bad, or some of them have been very, very bad. Pero the thing is, public transportation here in the Philippines is a piece of shit. Sorry, pero sobrang effed up lang ng natin, ng transport system natin, na pahirapan talaga ang pagpunta from point A to point B kung wala kang kotse, or at least bike. Kaya a lot of people are preferring to purchase cars or purchase vehicles, and I don't take it against them, of course, but it seems that the sensus fidelium, or the common perspective of the people is that public transportation should be modernized. But we'll deal with that later on in this Brewed Banter. So with the closing of the Philippine National Railways for much needed modernization looming into this year, a lot of people would have to compensate in the other modes of transportation that we have: buses, UV expresses, and jeepneys, whether yung mga traditional o yung mga modern na minibus type. So why do I have to tackle this? Okay, kasi there are pros and cons when it comes to the jeepney phase out, and there are also nuances. So for the pros, or so for the advantages of the jeepney phase out, is that modern jeepneys use cleaner burning engines, Euro 5 type, Euro 4 or Euro 5 type engines, and it's not just good for the environment, but it's also good for people, for commuters. Kasi ako, nakakapansin ako ng mga jeep na talagang ang itim ng uso, not only as a commuter but also as a cyclist. Tayo ito, kapag nagbabike ako, tapos biglang humarurot yung jeep sa sa kaliwa ko, kasi I always make sure that I cycle nearest to the curb or nearest to the gutter, kasi mahirap na ako makipag parang magpapatintero ako dun eh. Hindi ako Gempoy, okay? So yun lang. Pag humarurot yung mga jeep, yung ibang mga jeep sa kaliwa ko, they're belching out some smoke, and parang sobrang itim, putik. Parang it's just sad that I have to freshen up after a bike ride. Well, we all have to, pero you get the point. And also, modern jeepneys have a safer design. Sobrang okay yung ambience, and the design is that the doors of that jeepney are on the sides, not on the back. Kasi di ba sa mga traditional na jeep, sa likod yung nila, yung sakayan babaan, ang pintuan na ng mga modern jeepney sa gilid na parang sa mga bus. And I think that would be that's actually a good it's a good thing, or it's a good you know, innovation when it comes to the jeeps. Kaya lang kasi, etong mga modern jeeps na to, and we go to the disadvantages, they're costly. Napakamahal. Sobrang mahal. Kasi, I don't know why, pero, let's just say that, kickbacks galore. Yun lang ang masasabi ko. And, there are also some people who are, who could never think of jeepneys the same way again if they phase out the old design kasi it's nostalgic and all that. I get it. I really do. I mean, Manila itself rode on the back or perhaps inside a jeepney. The success that they have is it rode on the back of the jeepney, and I understand that a lot of people are upset that this is that they're trying to phase out that kind of design, but we'll deal with the with the design factor later. Now, these are the elephants in the room, which I think are the nuances of this topic. Some jeepney drivers are parts of cooperatives, and while there is an advantage of being part of a cooperative, since all ang concept kasi ng co-op or ng kooperatiba, every single member is part or is partial owner of that collective. There are some who don't want that idea, or they wanted to present an alternative to that, which is a little bit more progressive or anti-capitalist or whatever. I'm not judging. Kaya lang there are some who really just wanted a different or an alternative kind of alternative to the cooperative, which has the same modus operandi, or the same concept, but it has a different ideology, to put it that way. So yun ang isa sa mga nuance na napansin ko. Another nuance is the quality and discipline of both jeepney drivers and commuters. Yes, kasama tayo sa problema. In the part of jeepney drivers, it's their road discipline. Cutting off people para lang mabilis yung biyahe at pasada, papara kahit saan para lang makaano ng pasahero. Minsan nakapark sila sa bike lane. Bilang siklista, that's an absolute pain in the ass, literally. Kaya nabubwisit lang din ako pero I do try to understand that these guys are working so hard for a living. It's just that hindi ko lang talaga maintindihan kung bakit ganun yung disiplina nila. Also, as commuters, lagi tayong pag sumasakay tayo ng jeep or nagpapara tayo kung saan-saan, not in designated places. Kaya napapansin nyo kaya walang choice yung mga driver. Kung talagang gusto nilang kumita, papara sila kahit saan basta may pasahero. So parte din tayo ng problema kasi pupara tayo kahit saan hindi dun sa mga loading and unloading areas. So basically we're part of the problem. That's it. So yun lang naman yung yun lang naman ang nuance ko dun. Also, one more nuance is and this is the biggest elephant in the room, is the lack of inclusive public transportation which benefits all road users. All. Hindi lang yung mga kotse, hindi lang yung mga jeep, hindi lang mga gas-powered transportation, kundi pati yung mga personalized transportation katulad ng mga bisikleta, ng mga moped, ng mga and let's throw the pedestrians in as well. Kumbaga, let's make road use inclusive. Kasi napapansin ko sa social media parang there is this conflict between road users, public transport versus private vehicles versus cyclists versus uh, motorists, etc. The cycle of this disagreement never ends, and it just sucks. Why can't we just get along? Pare-pares naman tayong gumagamit ng daan eh. Kung talagang kung talagang ayaw mo maging kamote o maging jempoy o maging man, start with yourself. Matuto kang lumugar, and if possible, if you own a car, only use it if it's very far. Only use it if you're going very far. Kung malapit lang naman, let's say within a 20-kilometer radius, magbike ka na lang. Kung meron kang bike, magbike ka na lang. If it is within a 50-kilometer radius, try a hybrid approach. Magbike ka tapos mag-public transport ka. And sana magbenta ng mga folding bikes dito sa Pilipinas eh, para meron talagang hybrid transport eh. But then again, the bicycle manufacturing industry is going on a downturn globally, so that's gonna be a problem. Either way, public transportation should be improved, and I think that's something that everyone across the board would agree on. And I think a personal suggestion when it comes to jeepneys in particular is to retain the old jeepney design. Wag nating abandonahin yung classic jeep look, but make sure that the engines are modernized na Euro 4, Euro 5 na yan. Okay lang din kahit na yung medyo mataas ng konti, basta wag lang silang mag-overload na isasakay na nila pati yung mga yun parang nakatayo na, parang minibus na ang dating. That's a very great challenge, and some jeepney manufacturing companies have provided their proposals to the powers that be and also to the general public, and I think we as Filipinos should support that, na may pag-asa pa ang classical jeep na maging moderno without sacrificing the look. I have also researched on other similar projects from other countries, and so far they're working. So why not use it here? So yun lang naman. So I guess I raise a toast to everyone who are using public roads on a daily basis. Mapa jeepney driver man yan, mapa commuter man yan, mapa jeepney driver man yan, mapa commuter man yan, sabihin na natin yung mga siklista na rin, and everyone else who uses the public roads. Hinay-hinay lang, makakarating din tayo sa mga pupuntahan natin. And please, no road rage, okay? So, maging disiplinado sana tayo sa ano natin, sa paggamit natin ng daan. Sumakay sa tamang sakayan, bumaba sa tamang babaan, pwede naman lakarin. I know it's inconvenient, but it's better than nothing. So, to all of you, cheers. Yeah. And with all that said, this is INTREPID Riñon reminding you to, at all times, be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Until then, look alive, stay alive, be kind to yourself and to each other. And as always, thank you for watching. From here in INTREPID HQ, see you next time. Ian out.